The best example I can give in terms of creating as therapy would be in my poem Bones. So if anyone hasn't seen it, or if they do know of it, it is basically about the perceptions of 4 people at different stages of my life effectively judging me because of who they see, because of my physical appearance. I mean, I've been underweight pretty much my entire life, but it's from the perspective of kids from school, an ex-girlfriend, my GP, or my gastro consultant, and my mum. And the perceptions are just as much about how I thought they thought about me as opposed to what they really thought about me. But when I was writing about it, I then do the second part is my response to it. But the great thing about it is, after I wrote that poem, it told me that, look, I'm fine. This is me. That's the whole point. I go in at the end. It's a very strong, it's a very passionate diatribe about the fact that I'm not defined by other people's opinions. I'm not defined by other names like a celiac, like my nickname at school, Bones. I'm not defined by that. I choose to do what I want to do, and the reality is I will be like this. I probably will be like this my entire life. So I can't allow myself to be a victim because of it. And when I wrote this poem, I understood that. I read it and was like, yeah, I'm Duncan James Green. If this is me physically, then that's it. It's not. So that's again why I write. Again, I wrote 3 words, which is all about the concept of using the term "How are you?" To really truly understand how you are. And that is a term again in society that has become. It's a very throwaway. It's a very general comment. You know, think about like when I used to work in a pub. It would be the classic greeting. Like a lot of people say it as a hello. You know, they're not even legitimately or genuinely interested in you. They're like, oh, how are you? And they're off before you can tell them. But most people don't. Most people aren't genuine with it anywhere. It's like, oh, I'm okay, or what, or, you know, I'm fine. And I looked on the concept of noticing, like genuinely noticing that when people try to either hide from it or ignore it, turn away from it, there's actually, in other parts of the body language, more particularly their eyes, you can see they're not fine. You can see that they don't really want to be bothered by anything. Maybe some of them just wanted a drink. That's fair enough. They don't want conversation. That's fair enough. But there's a lot of people who are just wearing a mask, and they're not 100% sure of how to change it. They don't know any other way to live. So when I did 3 words, and when I do Bones and Why Create, it's all about creating as therapy. It's all about understanding who you are and looking to help other people and saying, look, it's okay. I'm a human being too, as are all of us. None of us should be judged based on circumstances we couldn't control or had no say over anyway. That's ridiculous. We should all like look out for each other. There should be this respect, this almost universal and unconditional respect between people, because fundamentally we're all the same. I wasn't being myself in them. I felt like something was missing. I didn't feel like I was whole. The only time that I could make sense of anything, the only time I felt genuinely real, was when I sat down, wrote about how I was feeling, what I wanted to do,